So sometimes when I'm bored on Saturday nights, I watch some YouTube videos, and every now and then a Dr.Phil video will come on my news feed and I'll watch. Every now and then I watch a video that makes me want to do a reaction video. And tonight was one of those nights. This video was called, "When It Comes to Black People, I Think They're All Ugly," says a 16-year-old African American. Well, this sounds interesting. Let's take a look.
I know a lot of people take issue with my beliefs. I'm white. I'm a Caucasian because everything about me is different from an African American.
Yikes.
I have naturally straight hair. My hair isn't nappy. It doesn't require weave. My nose is not giant as like African Americans. My lips are perfect. They're not too big and they're not too small. Like, they're just perfect. I believe that I'm completely and utterly better than them. Like, we're on two different levels. Like, okay, African Americans are here. I'm here.
Am I the only one who thought of Dave Chappelle's skit when I was watching this?
But when it comes to black people, I think they're all ugly and I have nothing in common with them. I'm different from African Americans because I'm white.
Oh no, this is pretty bad.
My ears, I don't have black people ears because they're really giant.
I think she may be...
My figure is just like Kim Kardashian and she's a wonderful role model.
Yep, she's crazy. All right, let's watch some more.
I think you're confusing the concept of race and ethnicity, because race is really biologically determined.
I know I'm biologically white. I feel it through my veins and through my blood. I don't just think I'm white. I know that I'm white. There's no doubt in my mind.
Even though I have told you that your father was not your father and that you are actually African American?
You might be lying. I don't trust anything that anyone else says. I know that I'm white.
Ethnicity, on the other hand, has to do with whether or not you identify with a particular group in terms of their culture and practices, beliefs, religions, things that go along with that particular group. And that has nothing to do with race. Sometimes they can overlap, but not always.
Now notice here how Dr. Phil makes a distinction between race and ethnicity, similar to the way that people make a distinction between sex and gender. He seems to be inferring that ethnicity is true based off of how you feel, but race is true despite how you feel. Rather than detour this into the transgender debate, let's just go ahead and keep it moving.
Well, I feel like you're wrong. You're completely wrong. I know who I am and I know my race, and I'm a proud white person. And there's nothing, I feel it through my veins, like it's literally in my blood. There's no way. I don't believe that I'm white. It's not my ethnicity.
Treasure, do you
It's my race.
So if you notice, she's pretty much saying that she doesn't care what the facts say. Her knowing how she feels deep down overrides anything else that people say. So in other words, her internal facts that no one else has any access to are far more superior than external facts that people do have access to. So why is this a problem? Well, I think in the world today, we hear these slogans like, stay true to yourself, don't let anyone else tell you how to feel, do you, don't worry about what anyone else thinks, speak your truth, and so on. We hear these slogans so much that we don't even stop to take a second to question them. The basic point being made in all these slogans is that truth is different for everyone, so stay true to your own. But this leads thoughtful people to ask, is there anything that's true and that's true for everyone? Now these slogans sound so positive and encouraging that considering these slogans to be wrong seems negative and actually feels wrong for us to think and say. It sounds like you're just trying to kill everyone's freedom and happiness. The reason for this is that we've now got to a point where we blurred the distinction between our internal reality and external reality. Because people actually identify with their feelings now, if you actually make or acknowledge these distinctions, then people see it as though you're attacking a person at their core. So it's actually become socially immoral for you to make distinctions between someone's internal world and the external world. The problem is that we now have a few generations that can't tell the difference between their feelings and facts. Now, don't mistake me here. Some things are only internal, like if you like sushi or not, and that's perfectly fine. External reality deals with facts that aren't dependent on your personal and your private psychology. And when there's no distinction, we see stuff like this.
I feel it through my veins, like it's literally in my blood. There's no way. I don't believe that I'm white. It's not my ethnicity.
Treasure, do you
It's my race.
Now, I'm not saying that the point I'm making explains this girl completely. I mean, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure there's some deeper issues at work here. The point is that there's limits. Your internal world, the world that no one else has any access to, can affect some parts of your body. And if physically manifested, it can also possibly affect the way that some other people experience you. but there are boundaries. So this girl's internal world doesn't make her a white girl based on the standards of facts in the external world. So you might be saying now, so this girl thinks she's white, so what? How does that affect us? Well, I guess that depends. My fear is that we're getting to a point where we're no longer going to be able to make distinctions about the way that the world is and the way that the world isn't. If this continues to progress, then it's going to affect all of us in significant ways. So this leaves us all with the question of, what are the boundaries? How do we treat people whose internal world conflicts with their external world? And how do we make this world a better place for everyone? Now you go ahead and tell me down in the comments. So next time you meet a black girl who's internally convinced that she's externally white, what are you going to say? What do you mean?